Brandon Aiyuk joined Shannon Sharp and Chad Ochocinco on Nightcap to discuss a bunch of different things. Obviously, some of the stuff that's been happening in the media in the open, and of course, some other things relating to the contract situation. But we also got to hear some other topics that were away from that, and some topics that I think are really close to Brandon Aiyuk, like his quarterback, Brock Purdy, like his blocking and what that means to him. And even though he gets a lot of credit for his blocking, he still doesn't get enough credit. And then kind of also to the residual effects of the Super Bowl loss. I think how he perceives the Super Bowl and how he perceives that whole situation to go. Again, obviously, we haven't heard a whole lot from a lot of these players. The last time we heard of them, it was after the Super Bowl. Didn't have much to say. So take a listen right here as Brandon Aiyuk talks about all those different types of things with Shannon Sharp and Chad Ochocinco.
I ask you about your quarterback, Brock Purdy, man. He passed for over 4,000. He had 31 touchdowns. Obviously, he was third in the NFL with those stats. But for some reason, he still has some doubters. What do you think is a case for that? And what is it like playing with Brock?
I mean, he played on the Niners. They gonna take forever. They're gonna take until the last moment possible to say, all right, we're gonna give him his credit, but we cool with that. We cool with that. I feel like he's an underdog. Myself, I feel like I'm an underdog. But you can't hold an underdog down for too long. Like you can't hold him down. No matter how hard you try, you ain't gonna hold him down. So I enjoyed playing with him. I had a lot of fun playing with him. We had only just got started, so we'll see what happens going down the road. And yeah, hopefully I'll continue to praise him. Which no matter how it goes, that he nice for real. So he nice. He nice.
Like it. I like it.
I played in the offense for a number of years, Brandon, and I know one thing as a wide receiver: you get rewarded for blocking. Mm-hmm. You're one of the better blocking wide receivers, and you have to in order to have the running back to have success. Because now when you're blocking downfield, you, Debo, Jennings, Kittle, those 4 and 5 yards turn into 20, 25, 30, 40 yards. Mm-hmm. How much pride do you guys as a unit take pride in blocking?
So much pride. That's the one thing. Before the routes, before touchdowns, before any of the stuff that you see, it just started with that. And I think once we as a room, as a unit, previously in the past, we came, especially Debo, George, guys like that. We came up and we just said, you know what, that's it. That's the standard is the standard. That's what it's gonna be. So we're gonna start with that. And I feel like the moment I start blocking like that, it just kind of carried over into the way that I ran routes, the way that I release, the way that I just play the game. Just if you had that attacking mindset, that I'm just gonna put hands on this guy. He's not gonna make a play. He's X from this play. Now you got a route on third down, you're already in the game. You're already flowing. That's how I feel personally. I'm already in the game. I already done made a play. I didn't set C-Mac free for a 35. He didn't crease one because I didn't made a block. Now I'm already had it feels like I already caught a ball. Now that first play that might come to me because I only might get 5 or 6. So I gotta make 5 or 6. So playing with that mindset, I feel like it helped me a lot. So that's what it came down to the blocking too as well.
That's live. Like, hey, listen, that's the funny thing about it is listen, I already talked about you as a receiver. Obviously, we know what you could do as a receiver, but you like what I consider complete. Because when it came to blocking, I was horrible. I was. You
wasn't blocking. You wasn't blocking.
I just run people off. I'm too little. I couldn't even bench 135, so I just run people off. I don't got time to be engaging in something that I'm gonna lose. Now, from what I heard, if I'm not mistaken, I heard you could squat almost 500 pounds.
Back when I used to squat like that, I don't squat like that no more.
No. Well, you can squat 500 pounds?
I mean, I probably could put it on there. I'll squat it, but we ain't working out like that.
You got to save them legs now, man. Hey, 500-pound squat legs, they don't get in and out of breaks.
I got to start and stop.
Exactly.
There you go.
Brandon, let me ask you this. The play before you guys kicked the field goal in overtime, you guys had a play, and I don't know how many people have seen it, but I know you've gone back and watched that tape because L'Jarius Sneed missed the jam. And you come wide open, but Chris Jones came free and pressured Purdy, and he ends up throwing the ball away. How many times have you replayed that play in your mind?
None. None. Because it's like, well, first of all, that play wasn't going to me. That we running slant return to JJ in the slot.
Okay.
And I already know there's no way this come back. I don't think it's gonna come all the way back. Way long before that. It's the play way long before that get to me because we had multiple chances long before that one to even tell. So I don't put too much on that play, but yeah, I don't put too much. Yeah.
Have you thought about the Super Bowl and the missed opportunities that you guys had?
I ain't gonna lie. Until before I went to Cabo for my birthday, I was in the house like just roam like a zombie. Like I was like it just wasn't good. So I got to go out there and relax and get away from it. Now I'm finally just now able to move forward a little bit. But even just still because it's just like champion. Oh my God! I come in my house and I got I'm a big Bron fan, but I got Kobe. I got a picture of Kobe holding, and I got a picture of myself shaking Tom Brady's hand in my crib. And I just get back. I'm just sitting there a couple weeks after the game, looking at that picture. The day when I got back, looking at that picture, like I didn't really understand the magnitude of what I just had in front of me until now. I'm here on this other side, and I don't get to hold it. So, but at the same time, I'm grateful for it. It gave me something else to see and work towards too. Because I'm already. It's a fact. I'm a top receiver in this league. It's a fact. Anything receiver wise, it's a fact. We don't have to even get into it. But I'm not a champion, so it gave me something to strive and work towards too, and want to get back on this climb again.
Speaking of, I want to ask you.
You in that draft? I mean, you look at your draft. You had Henry Ruggs and Jerry Jeudy, yourself, CD, Justin Jefferson, Jalen Reagor. Pittman and T. Higgins was in the second round. Mooney. I mean, that draft was loaded. Yeah. But where would you rank yourself? Where would you consider yourself? Not just in your draft class, but with all the receivers, the Tyreeks, the Devontae Adams, all those guys. Where is Brandon Aiyuk in that conversation?
I'm gonna say it like this. I don't even want to get too much into ranking and this and that. But I'll say this. One thing that we could go up based off of that's not going to tell us no lies. It don't have no opinions. It's not leading any direction is the tape. We cut the tape on for 22 weeks of football. Nobody else can't say they played 22 some weeks of football. They can't. Anybody what you just named, they can't say they've been to 3 NFC championship games. They can't say they've been to, you know what I'm saying? Like, so everybody doing all this, but it's something else. We already passed yards. We already passed yards and touchdowns. Of course, we're going to get yards and touchdowns. Can't nobody stick us. It's the reason why you bring this up. But what else are we going to bring? Where else are we going to take it to? Like, it's the reason why we talk about Patrick Mahomes every single day because nobody can do that. Nobody doing that. And what we chasing? Right. Like here where we was at, we feel like I just seen somebody comment say Purdy supposed to have 2 championships. I mean, of course they can say supposed to have, but I read that and I saw that and I said it could have went. We could be sitting here right now with two championships. So that's the only thing. I'm worried about championships right now. I'm championships. I ain't trying to get into who's number 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Number 1, have you been to the playoffs? Have you been to a Super Bowl? Have you been? No. So I'm not even going. Championship.
Brandon Aiyuk and Brock, I think they have a phenomenal relationship, phenomenal rapport, and I really hope we get to see more of them. So I'm not surprised. Brandon Aiyuk said that last year that he expected Brock to have even a better year than what he showed, and he did exactly that. And I wouldn't even be pressed to say that BA probably thinks he'll have an even better year next year. So nothing crazy there in regards to how Brandon feels about Brock Purdy or any of those things, but I love the conversation about blocking with BA, and I love Chad Ochocinco's insight because he's like, Yeah, I didn't block. I didn't block at all. I just ran as fast as I could the opposite direction to try to get the guys to trail. But it's honestly such an underrated part of his game, because even though Brandon Aiyuk should be considered one of, if not the best blocking wide receivers in the NFL, he's still underrated in regards to how much of an impact he really makes in there. Obviously, 49er fans know, but beyond that, I just don't know that everyone really understands like how much of an impact this guy makes in the overall offense. Again, it's when you look at all these other receivers, a lot of the time it's just they make their impact in the passing game. You can't say they make impacts in the run game. You can with Brandon Aiyuk. And again, that's why he's different. That's a different part of the evaluation with him. You can't just treat him off of yards, touchdowns, receptions, all those different types of things, because, listen, he also is a huge impact as a blocker. And that is a very important aspect of being a 49ers wide receiver. No block, no rock. So that's another element of kind of these gauging value of Brandon Aiyuk. You have to talk about his blocking, and to me that's worth more money than just what he does as a receiver. Not saying that it's worth more than what he does as a receiver. I'm saying tack it on to the top. What he does as a receiver, then you got to tack on what he does as a blocker, worth a little bit more as well. And then also too, when you hear him talk about the Super Bowl, I'm glad to hear he's just like us. He talked about just kind of being a zombie around the house for about a month and all that stuff. And it's exactly how I felt, even though I'm coming on here doing content every day and showing my face and trying to make the best of these situations. That's how I felt like a zombie too, man. It was such an amazing season, such an amazing week leading up to the Super Bowl, just to get Patrick Mahomes there at the end, like he was talking about too. It's like, man, you got to get past that guy. Can't give that guy opportunities, can't give that guy chances. And hey, it is what it is. But love hearing from BA, man. I love hearing from all these players. It's always so nice just to be able to hear them talk about these situations in candid platforms, like where they can just kind of vibe out. It's not like a uptight media situation, they can just kind of kick back and talk. And so I would love to hear more from more players on the 49ers outside of just Brandon Aiyuk. I think, of course, we love to hear players' insights. We love to hear the behind-the-scenes stories. We love to hear all that type of stuff. So the same goes for hearing from BA. Obviously, BA is a hot topic button, hot button topic, whatever the phrasing is. But yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great. Let me know what you guys think about what all the things that BA had to say. Feel free to drop your opinions on the contract situation if you so feel the need to. And let me know what you guys think. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.